my dad almost got arrested. Story time. So at that time, I was 8 years old, and little old me was playing with the neighbor's kid, which was my dad's friend's son. Did that make sense? Anyways, my parents were watching over the boy I was playing with because his dad was working or something like that. Well, me and this boy, we were playing outside, and the boy asked me, hey, do you want to go over to my house so we could go play some games? And of course I said, yeah, let's go play some games. So we walk over to his house, and of course when we get there, the door is locked because his dad is gone. But we were little and we weren't thinking. But of course, the story doesn't stop there. The boy said, I have a ball on my balcony. If you hop over, we can go play with the ball. So my dumbass said, okay, once I hop over, I'll throw the ball to you. So I hop over the fence and grab the ball and throw it to him. Then I hop back over and we go back to my house. Well, apparently, when I jumped over, someone saw and broke into this boy's house. So 8-year-old me hopped over my friend's fence to grab a ball. Someone saw me do this and broke into my friend's house. However, no one knew that my friend's house got broken into until his dad finally came home. Then he calls my dad and then everything just gets ugly. A little while later, the cops get there. They then question me and my friend. Then after they question me, I go home and I'm chilling with my family. A few minutes later, the cops show up back at my house and they start handcuffing my dad. Then I freak out, my sister freaks out, and my mom freaks out. We're all just freaking out like, why are you cuffing my dad? Because he was literally home with my mom the whole time. And my uncle was there too. And the cops said, we have an eyewitness report and you fit the description. The description was black male with long hair. The only part of the description my dad fit was being black. So they end up detaining my dad and throwing him in the back of a cop car. So the police handcuffed my dad and they threw him in the back of a cop car. And after we all got done freaking out, my mom ended up contacting our neighbor. And she let him know that the police were trying to accuse my father of breaking into his house. And y'all want to know what my neighbor had to say about that? He was like, if he didn't do it, then he won't be found guilty for it. I just want the right person to be held accountable. And I don't know if he did it or not. Excuse me? Excuse me? So basically, he told my mom that he thought my dad was capable of breaking into his house and thought that he probably did it. Meanwhile, we're shocked as fuck. Like, we've been family friends for years and you really think he would do you like that? Then finally, the eyewitness shows up and she ends up telling the cops that it wasn't my dad. But then the cops tried to accuse my uncle because he was at our house too. Try to say he could fit the description. But the witness shut that down real quick too. Then our neighbor tried to apologize. My dad forgave him, but I said, don't be trying to double back. I already despise you.
Part 1 of how my best friend passed away. So like I told you guys, at the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, she was diagnosed with cancer. The day that she told me and our other best friend, Madison, we were obviously shocked, we were sad, but we wanted to be those supportive friends that Mia needed. So we didn't treat her any different. We still went on adventures, we still joked around with each other, we still spilled tea. Our friendship never died down, it never changed. We prayed for her, and we just knew that she was going to beat this cancer. And she did. After a year, I believe, she finally beat it. And I remember being so excited. I was like, yes, like I knew it. Me and Madison were literally we were so relieved, we were so happy. But a week after, she was supposed to continue getting radiation, but the doctor never called her mom, so her mom obviously called the doctor. And I guess they wouldn't take her insurance for the radiation. And I remember her going back and forth with the doctors for about a month before she was finally able to get the treatment she needed. And then something really bad happened. So she was supposed to get radiation, but the doctor told her mom that they wouldn't accept her insurance. So after her mom calling the doctors back and forth for, a different resolution, a month later, they were finally able to find a different kind of treatment for my friend. But it was a little bit too late for that, because within that month, she ended up developing tumors where she had her first surgery when she beat cancer. The day she found out she had the tumors, she went to the hospital, obviously. She had these really, really, really bad stomach pains. She told me that they felt so bad that she didn't even want to walk. Like, all she did was lay in bed. So her mom ended up driving her to the hospital in San Francisco, which is when she found out she had those tumors. And they couldn't perform any surgery on her because of where it was. So Mia ended up going back on chemo. And for a while, it was working. The tumors were getting smaller. And she definitely didn't act like she was sick at all. If you looked at this girl, you wouldn't believe that she had cancer. But then she took a turn for the worse. So yeah, she went back on chemo. She was doing super good. Me and Madison were still trying to hang out with her as much as we could while balancing, college and work and all that fun stuff. Then I remember the last good day. Mia, me, and my other friend Taylor were all hanging out. I remember I braided her hair because she would always have me braid her hair. And it just seemed like a normal day. Like, there was nothing special about that day. It was just the last day I was able to see her healthy. A couple days after that, me and my other friend Taylor ended up going to Hawaii together. We were planning this trip for months. So, I had a great time with Taylor in Hawaii. And I remember the last day I was in Hawaii, I got a call from Mia's mom. And she told me that she was in the ICU and that she didn't think she was going to make it. And I told Mia's mom, I'm going to be on a plane tomorrow. Just please keep me updated. So I got on the plane and I was on my way back to California, making part 4 right now.
Something so disgusting happened to me and my cheer team. Story time. So on my last year of cheer, I thought it was going to be amazing. But was I so wrong? See, the cheer team last year was just so much better. So it gave me high expectations. And no, I don't mean the athletes. I meant the coaching was so much better. We had a cheer coach, a tumbling coach, and a workout instructor the previous year of cheer. But on my last year of cheer, the cheer coach decided to dip. And so our tumbling coach decided to be our regular coach that year. And that's when everything went downhill. For the sake of this video, I'm going to refer to this gross man as Dirty Dan. Because he was a dirty motherfucker. First things first, he had some dirty ass teeth. Shit was rotten as hell, black and green. He had hot ass breath. Don't even get me started about this man's BO. It should be illegal to smell like that. On top of it, he was always sweating. Always. And that's not even the worst part. When Dirty Dan used to help us tumble, his peen used to go up. So in the last part, I told you guys how my tumbling coach became our cheer coach, aka Dirty Dan. There was so much wrong with Dirty Dan. First off, his breath was hotter than the month of July. His teeth were so rotten they was turning green. And this fool was always sweating. He was really looking like he just ran a 5K. But the worst part is that his eggplant would go up, uppity every single time he helped us tumble. Mind you, we're 16 years old at this time. Chair, but make it electric. Bars, but with him behind it. Anyways, we told our principal about this. I literally wrote a 2-page essay to my principal about his boners. And I wasn't the only one. But you know what our principal said to us after we told her? She literally told us, I don't want to talk about this because it makes me uncomfortable. Like, bitch, how do you think we feel? Anyways, that year ended really badly and half the cheer team quit. He belongs to the streets and behind bars. I went to this crazy party. Story time. Hold up, before y'all come for me, this was last year, so don't try me with that coronavirus. Don't worry, your girl has been social distancing. So me and my boyfriend went to this party. This bitch was fat as fuck. Keep in mind, it was a 2-story house, and there were hella heads upstairs and downstairs. So everyone's there having a good time, vibing with each other, chilling, not worried about the coronavirus, or hornets, or any of the other bad shit that happened this year. So everyone's just chilling. And then all of a sudden, a fight broke loose. And I was just sitting there like, oh, hell no. So me and my boyfriend just went upstairs and we were chilling up there. On the balcony specifically, keep that in mind. So a little bit after that happens, the cops show up. And of course, everyone starts freaking out. Cops, everyone hide. Some people ran, some people hid. But a lot of people went upstairs. Now this is where the story gets interesting. There were hella people upstairs, like too much. Remember how me and my boyfriend were all on the balcony? Well, it started creaking. So I told y'all this party was fat as fuck. Everybody was having a good time. We were all chilling and vibing until someone had to start a fight. Then I said, oh hell nah, and dipped my ass upstairs. A little bit after the fight, cops showed up. And obviously people freaked out and they're like, oh my god, cops. Then hella people decided to go upstairs. So me and my boyfriend were just chilling on the balcony. And then there were obviously other people there too. And then all of a sudden, it starts making this creaky noise. I didn't think much of it, but my boyfriend got freaked. And he was like, honestly, I have a weird feeling, like, let's just go back inside. So I was like, all right, bet, let's go inside. We go inside, and not even 5 minutes later, the balcony collapses. It collapses. This bitch really said, "Pow!" After that, I was like, oh, hell no, I'm leaving this bitch. So me and my boyfriend leave the party. As we're walking, all you see is red and blue light. And the kid that threw the party was screaming, oh my god, I'm gonna go to jail. Which he didn't. Supposedly no one got hurt, but there was a rumor that a girl broke her leg. So who knows? So I only have one coworker who's relatively around the same age as me, and everyone else is a lot older than me. Which is totally fine, but it's a lot funner to work with someone who's around your age. However, that one coworker wasn't in at work that day, and it was also super slow. So I was super bored. It was so slow, I started doing cartwheels. But after I got bored of that, I just decided to walk around. So I ended up running into another coworker, who's another older man, but he's a really chill dude. Like, he's probably one of my favorites out of the older people. And we started talking, and we had this super heartwarming conversation. So this older man is very positive, he's full of energy, and he's just a great human to be around. And we were talking about his wife and my boyfriend and blah blah blah, life stuff, right? Then he started telling me about how he's protective over me. And I was like, what?
And then he proceeds to show me this picture on his phone. It was of his daughter, and she looks identical to me. Well, not identical, but we look pretty similar. Well, after he shows me this picture, he starts crying, and I mean like bawling his eyes out. Part 2 of why my coworker was crying. If you didn't see part 1, I was basically talking about how I was at work and I was really bored. And I was talking to this older guy that works on my job. And he tells me how protective he was of me. And he showed me this picture on his phone of his daughter. Then he starts crying. So I see him crying and I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Then I go around the counter and I give him a hug because I cannot have this old man crying. He's too sweet. Then he wipes his tears and he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's just you remind me so much of her and that's why I'm so protective of you. And I was like, oh, did she like move away or something? Like, why are you crying about it? Then he told me about how his daughter passed away a couple years ago. And he told me that she passed away going on vacation to Puerto Rico. She forgot to take her medication because she had heart problems. Then when they got to the hotel, she fell asleep and she never woke up. Then he apologized to me for crying. And of course I told him, like, you don't need to apologize to me. Losing a loved one is very hard, no matter how long it's been. And then I opened up to him about how my best friend passed away last year. Now he calls me his long lost daughter. And he has 2 sons that look like me. How I found out my friend's mom is a nudist. Story time. So at the time I was doing cheer, and my friend who was also on the cheer team asked me if I wanted to spend the night because the next day we were going to an away game. And I was like, girl, I'll come over as long as you feeding me, because I was starving and my mom was making burgers that night. And she was like, well, my mom's making chicken alfredo. Then I looked at her and I said, say less. If y'all know me, y'all know chicken alfredo is my favorite. Period. So that night, my mom drops me off at my friend's house. The second I walk in, I have my beautiful bowl of Alfredo. Mwah. Fast forward to when we're going to sleep. Right before we go to bed, she says, if you have to go to the bathroom, make sure you let me know so I can tell my mom. And I was like, child, it's kind of weird, but okay, whatever. I didn't give it much thought. The Alfredo was still on my mind. Well, 2 a.m. comes around and your girl has to go to the bathroom. Me forgetting what my friend said. I just walk out. Right when I open the door, I see titties, coochie, booty, everything. Her mom didn't give a fuck. She said, sorry, I'm a nudist. Want to see without my eyes. I almost died yesterday. Story time. So me and my boyfriend were at the park shooting some hoops. And then all of a sudden, his friend pulled up. And he was trying to get in the game. And I was like, you don't want the smoke. Like, I'm king of the court. I will dunk on you left and right. So I just stopped playing because, you know, it wouldn't have been a fair game. Anyways, they finished their game or whatever. And then we're all just having a regular conversation. As we're walking to our cars, I noticed his friend's car. And I was like, shit, I was about to buy that car last year before I got my handy dandy Honda. And then he was like, it's a stick, so I don't think you could drive it. And I was like, I know, that's why I didn't buy the car. Your girl cannot drive a stick. So he offered to show me how to drive a stick. And I was like, you know what, if you think you could teach me, sure. So we all get in the car, and right off the bat, he starts zooming. Keep in mind, I was in the passenger seat watching what he was doing because he was teaching me. Then he got this bright idea to have me shift the car, and my dumb ass agreed with it. While I was shifting, we heard a fat ass boom, and I thought I fucked his car up. Turns out, we hit a fucking deer. I thought that deer was done. Bitch, he survived. I'm a survivor, I'm no. My friend's mom tried to stab me and my sister. Story time. So for those of you who saw part 1 and weren't able to see part 2 because you don't have me on Instagram, or you just don't have Instagram, I posted it on my YouTube channel at Kenzie Spicy. That's what the video looks like, so yeah. And now that we're all caught up, I can go back to posting my story times on here. And if TikTok ever decides to take down my videos again, I'm gonna post it on my YouTube or my Instagram for you guys. So make sure you're subscribed or you're following. Now let's get back to my regular content.